poses though they haven't done.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming tonight. It's good to see a big crew here. We are going to get started. As an option, I want to offer to you legs up the wall. So we can find some wall space if you like. If you prefer not to do legs up the wall, any lying pose will do. You can stay where you are on your mat. If you'd like some instruction on how to do legs up the wall, we're going to take our mat and put the short edge against the wall.
Are we going to leave our mats there then?
Sorry?
Are we going to leave our mats up like these?
No, we'll take it back. We'll take it back when we're done. Yeah, so short edge against the wall. And then sit next to the wall. Shoulder toward the wall. And then we're simply going to lie down and turn 90 degrees so we're on our mat and our legs come up. And if you need to scooch forward so your seat is a little closer to the wall, you can do that. The idea here is to get a good stretch, thinking like we're in a downward facing dog or another pose like that, but really letting gravity do the work. Find a comfortable spot. Your legs do not have to be completely straight. Those of you at home, if you don't have a convenient wall, you can put your legs up over the couch or against or on top of a chair. That's another way to do this. From here, we're going to kind of relax into our yin space. So if some of you are new to yin, how this class is different is that we're not trying to warm up a lot and stretch muscle. We're trying to get deeper into tissue, the deep tissue that connects bones, connects muscles. All that good connective tissue is a little bit harder to stretch. So we don't necessarily want to warm up. Those types of tissues want long holds. They need some time in order to open up a little bit. And if our muscles are warm, then it's providing a lot more movement. So that's why we start cold in this class. We don't do a lot of warming. We're trying to let that deeper tissue get some tension. Throughout the class, we're going to look for mild to medium sensation. So make this pose. If you need to make any adjustments to get back to a mild or medium sensation, please do that. We don't want to stress ourselves, certainly not with the first pose. This should feel good into the lower back, into the hamstrings. Maybe bring your hands to your sides, palms up if you like. Relax and find some ease here. And like I said, please do make any adjustments if you need to, if you're uncomfortable. If you're feeling a little bit of pinching, tingling, numbness, any of that stuff, you want to back off. But otherwise, we're trying to stay as still as we can and release into the pose. Let's take a few breaths here. late in the day. Typically at this time, our body is a little looser than it is in the morning, just because of the movement that we've done during the day. But things psychologically, mentally, can pile up throughout the day. We've encountered a lot of stressors potentially. Maybe been busy and running between things. So let some of that stuff fall off your shoulders. Feel any tension removed from your chest. Lighten that load on yourself just a little. Let your body and your mind come back to their natural, relaxed state. Got about 1 more minute here. Breath moving. Inhale positive energy. Exhale stress. Five more breaths. Slow. Good. Exhale. Start to move a little bit. When you're ready, let your legs fall down to the side. And we're going to come to baby pose. So bring the knees in toward the chest. Lie down on the side. You can scooch away from the wall. Go ahead and do that. Start to come back to seated. Take any little movements you like. Back, shoulders, maybe a little twist. And then if you like, you can move your mat back to your spot. And certainly stay where you are. There. Let's come back to our mat in the seated position. We're going to take the legs long first. And then let's bring one leg in. We're going to hold with both hands. Bring that heel toward your seat. Trying to sit tall. And then if you like, you can create some roundness here, letting the chin dip down and the shoulders come forward. That feels okay. Another option is to bring your forearm to your knee, rest your head on your forearm. If it needs a little bit of support. Try to reduce tension as much as you can. Try to reduce the use of muscle as much as you can. Exhale, let's come back up. And we're forward. We're going to take that leg, release it a little bit, and then we're going to take that foot over the opposite leg. We're going to move into a twist. So bring your other hand to that knee. So I've got my left knee across. I'm going to take my left hand behind like a kickstand. And sitting nice and tall, twist and look over your shoulder. Good. Now in our twist, reducing the amount of muscle we're holding into the core. Not pushing, we're letting gravity and the weight of our body do the work for us here. Another 3 breaths. Exhale, let's release and come back to center. We're going to straighten that leg and then bring the other leg in. Heel towards your seat just like before. Wrap your arms around it if that helps. And then finally letting the chin dip down and the shoulders round if you like. Otherwise, stay straight or rest your head in your arm forward. You won't find me giving any posture cues to you in this class. This is all about finding a feeling and sticking with it. Stretching the areas that you know you need to have stretched. Nobody knows your body better than you and what you need. Three more breaths here. Next, let's release. Bring that foot forward a little, and we're going to take it over the other side of that straightened leg. Hold on with your opposite hand. Make that kickstand behind you. And again, nice and tall to start with as you twist. And then from here, release into the core. Let yourself drop into the twist a little more. We're not trying to bend the spine on this one. That's not good to do when we're in a twist, especially a deep twist. Release a little more. Three more breaths. Exhale, release. Bring that leg back across. Straighten both legs once more. We're going to take our hands and plant them behind us and draw our shoulders over our hands. Good base of support. Draw the shoulder blades back and together. Lift the chin a little. Settle into our pose, allowing the front body to open as a sunbather. Try not to create too much tension into the neck. So notice how that's feeling. Breathe and expand right into the heart space as you inhale. Exhale, release tension. 3 more breaths here. So let's straighten a little bit. We'll keep our hands behind us still though, and we are going to draw our feet flat to the mat. And then take some side-to-side movements here. And then we're going to take, when you're ready, we're going to take our feet wide to the edges of the mat and let the knees fall over one direction. Now your legs don't have to come all the way to the mat. If it's okay for you to hang out in space like this, that's all right. This is not uncomfortable. If it is uncomfortable, use a block underneath your leg. So this is our modified deer pose. If you want to make this a little bit deeper, what you could do is draw your heel back toward your seat and then play with the separation of that other leg, the other heel and your leg. So this could be more like a 90-90, so 90 degrees with the legs, if you prefer. The focus here is on internal rotation of that hip, the outside leg. Another 3 more breaths here. Exhale, lift the knees up, take your time, and then take some side-to-side movements again, if you like. Now, after being in a pose for a little while in our yin practice, you may feel a cool sensation, kind of a cool rush that goes through the areas that you were stretching, and that's normal. That is literally your body hydrating that area, and that's totally the point of yin, is to hydrate the joints. When we're ready, we're going to let the knees fall over the other side. Pick your distance from your heel to your knee. So a little wider if you like. It's a little bit more stretch down the hip flexor, or a little closer. Again, focusing on the internal hip rotation.
Which hip is supposedly rotating?
The one that's in towards center line.
Okay.
The one that's out here, this is external hip rotation. So this is external rotation, internal rotation. So we've got one of each here now. Find your comfortable spot, mild to medium sensation only. The reason we don't want strong sensations because mild to medium is actually the most beneficial. It gives us that little bit of stress in the joints that is healthy and that we can get those benefits from without causing injury. 3 more breaths. Start to release. Take that side to side movement. That feels good. When we're done, we're going to come to cross-legged or open legs. So open legs can be like this, or cross-legged lotus position. Let's sit tall at first, draw the shoulders back, release them down. We're going to get into the arms a little bit here. So as an option, we can take eagle arms. If you know eagle arms aren't going to work for you, you can cross your arms, cross your hands to your shoulders and hold here. Eagle arms, we're going to bring one arm perpendicular to the floor, the other parallel, and then draw the palms together. Perhaps try a little lift here. Feel that between the shoulder blades. And as an option, you can fold this forward as well. So not necessary to do, but if you like, or if you want to try it out. Good posture as you come forward, draw the shoulders, the crown of the head forward, and then we can round if we like. Let the chin dip down. If we are folding forward, using our breath to come into our fold a little further. Exhale, release tension. Three more breaths. Exhale, release the arms. We can use the hands down on the mat to help us come up. And come back to our seated. Take any movement you like to make yourself stretch out from that. These are our counter poses. Essentially, we are facilitating that movement of fluid back into the joints. Sometimes we take an opposite movement from what we've done, or we just move around. That helps us recover from the pose. All right, when ready, let's try the other way. So if we had our arms crossed, putting the other arm underneath. Or if we were in our eagle arms, having the arms go the other way. Then have that little lift. The elbows, that feels good. Nice and stable here, and if we like, bringing it into a fold. Three more breaths. slowly start to come up. Shake it out a little bit. Take some movement here. Make some movement into the neck if you like. Keep it gentle. Nice. All right, we're going to take it to hands and knees. Let's move slow. Remember our alignment, knees right under the hips, wrists right under the shoulders, feet straight behind. Release any tension from the feet, from the legs. Once we're nice and settled, we're going to let the belly drop into our cow pose. Let the shoulders and the shoulder blades lean toward one another. Draw the chin up just a little. Let's hold here for a couple breaths. Let the belly sink toward the mat. If we're creating roundness in the back, that's okay. Normally in a vinyasa class, we want to make sure to create that dynamic tension, draw the hips back, making sure the spine's straight. Here we're looking for that stretch. Exhale, come back up to center. From here, we're going to go to cat pose. So pressing through the hands, drawing the shoulder blades apart now, lifting the mid back. We are using some muscle here. Try to use as little as you can to hold that pose and create the roundness between the shoulder blades. Breathe. Notice if you're holding tension in your jaw. And exhale. Nice job. Let the belly drop. Look up a little bit. Knit the shoulder blades together once more. Cow pose. Breathe. Make friends with the pose. Find ease in the sensation. Exhale back to center. Go through that one more time. Come to cat pose. Lift the mid back, open, shoulder blades. Keep those arms lengthened, reduce any stress into the shoulders as much as you can. So we're not pushing super hard. Exhale, release, come back to center. Move a little bit. And then back to our cow pose, drop the belly, chin lifts a little, shoulder blades together. Breathe. Try to reduce tension into the neck. Exhale, come to center. Take a breath. And then into cat pose. Lift. Create that lengthening and then settle into the pose. Exhale back to midline. Take some movement here. Maybe take the hip side to side. Maybe a couple more cat-cow movements. We're all done. Shifting forward and coming to lie into our belly. Moving to Sphinx pose. Elbows can be right under the shoulders. Let the pelvis come into the mat. Really release. Let that back extension happen. If it's too much into the back extension, bring the elbows forward, away from you a little bit. It reduces that angle. Reduce any tension into the hips. Allow yourself to press into the mat. Feel that gentle opening of the front body. More breaths. Let's extend the arms forward. We're going to bring the head down. The forehead can come to the mat. Or you can turn your head to the side if that's more comfortable. Draw your hands forward a little bit. Really extend through the arms. And if it feels okay, walk your hands over to one side just a little. Doesn't need to be much. Feel that into the shoulder and down through the side body. Further option is to walk your feet the same direction. So if your hands are over to the left, like mine, I'm walking my feet to the left. It's kind of like a reverse banana pose. Usually with banana pose, we're on our back. Just a little different. Let that side body open. Three more breaths here. Exhale, bring those hands and feet towards center. And then walk them over to the other side if you like. Hands move and then the feet move. Make sure that you're comfortable. few more breaths this side. Extend one hand back towards center, feet towards center. Bring the elbows back down. Let's come back to Sphinx for just a moment. Draw the shoulder blades closer together. Take a little movement with the head and neck if you like. We're going to take our counter pose by bringing the hands under the shoulders, coming up, taking a moment in tabletop. Some movement here like before. And then we're going to end up in child's pose. Widen your knees if you need. That helps create a little bit more space. You can get a little lower. Or if you prefer, bring the knees close together. That'll help you get lower back a little more instead of the hips. Let the head relax down into the mat or bring your hands over your forehead. Stack your palms. Option to reach forward for an extended pose or bring the arms to the sides. Inhale, let the area between the shoulder blades expand. Exhale, relax and release into the hips and knees. Another 5 breaths here. Continue to relax and release down. When you're done, start to come up. Back to our tabletop. Take a little movement. We're going to come from here to sleeping dragon or lizard pose. You may want to bring your blocks along with you. Because I didn't bring blocks. Take one leg forward into our low lunge. Bring the hands down. So on the inside of that foot. So I've got my left foot out, left hand, and then right hand. Start working on coming down closer to the mat. So maybe blocks under the elbows. If you need blocks under the hands, that's fine. But we're starting to move down. And once we're settled, we can let, just like in our other poses, we can let our head dangle, if that feels okay. If you do have a lot of flexibility, be really careful not to dump too much weight into your hips and create injury in this pose. So be gentle with yourself. Just enough muscle to hold with your arms. Just keeping ourselves aloft. Otherwise, relaxing the pose. Find peace and sensation. Three more breaths. Exhale, let's come up. Back to tabletop for a moment, some movement. Then we're going to go right to the other side. This is its own counter pose. Trying to work towards similar sensation on the other side. So that may look different. You may need props differently, in a different position, in order to find similar sensation. One thing you may notice in this pose is some anxiety. When I first started doing this pose for a long time, it did produce some anxiety. We hold a lot of anxiety in our hips. It's where a lot of stress is stored. So you may feel some of that coming out. If that happens, that's okay. You do need to come out of the pose, you may, of course. I was in a Yin class holding this pose for quite a long time, and I felt some pretty intense fear for some reason. Couldn't figure it out until the teacher explained it. Then afterward, I felt so much better. Like I released a lot of anxiety and tension. 3 more breaths. Exhale, draw the hips back a little. Take that leg back, tabletop, round a little. For our last set of poses, we're going to do pigeon. We can draw our knee toward our wrist and then bring that lower leg across the mat if you like. Work that back knee back a little. Start to settle down into our pose. Using a block under the forehead if we need. Using a block for some support under the hip as well. Release down. And again, a little different than a vinyasa class. We're not moving around here. We're going to stay for a moment. So we can feel free to drop the tension, allow our body to open a little further. If we're not in perfect alignment, that's okay. sensation in target areas. Got my right leg forward, so I'm feeling it into my hip, into the glute. Five more breaths here. Start to come up. Release that leg. And then again, this is its own counter pose. So we can go right to the other side if we like, or take some movement. Opposite knee toward the wrist, make that adjustment and work your way down to the mat. Is that working for you, Lisa? Do you want another option? Five more breaths here. Start to come out. Get your hands down to the mat, release that leg. We're going to take our legs around, come to seated, and go right to our back. Lay down, drawing the knees in, maybe take some movement side to side. Let's extend one leg down to the mat. We're going to straighten the other leg, interlace the fingers behind the knee, and just draw it gently towards you. exhale, release that leg. Let's switch to the other side. Take a few breaths here. And release. Let's bring that leg down. From here, we come into our final rest pose. So use any props that you need. If you need a blanket over you, or if you need something underneath your sacrum, make yourself comfortable. As an option, bring the arms down to the sides. Draw the thumbs to the outside. Settle into your space. If you've got any of those remaining remnants from the day, continue to let those drop away with each exhale. Allow your true self to shine through. Notice if you're clutching or holding any feelings. Release and allow yourself to be open. Not judging ourselves, not judging others, not judging the sensations of our body. So we feel our practice integrating into our body. The work that we did, making those changes, bringing us better joint health, flexibility, reducing tension. A lesson that we can take from today is that we are not our thoughts, we're not our feelings, we're not our sensations. Those are signals coming from the brain that are telling us that there's a danger and there's not actually danger. Think of them like signposts. We can ignore them or we can listen. Our brain is giving us advice. We can decide whether we follow that advice or not. Those feelings and sensations are not us. We're in charge of our decisions. We're not beholden to our emotions, our impulses. Allow ourselves to be true to who we are. Let's take 5 more breaths here. When we're ready, let's start some movement. Any movement you like. Let's draw the knees to the chest and turn to the side, back to our baby pose. Keep breathing. Feeling refreshed after our practice. Slowly start to come up to seated. Draw the spine straight. Relax the shoulders. If you like, let's make the sound of Om together and chant. Big inhale. Thank you guys for coming tonight. I hope you enjoy it. Have a great night. Make sure to hydrate, and we'll see you next time. Namaste. Thanks.
I like to do the pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
So is there an option for me to do next time? I can't do pigeon with my ankle.
Right. So
Just
We
on,
can
on,
do
on the back, is that
on
the
your
one?
back, yeah,
Okay.
and cross. That's that's probably my go-to right there. You
Okay.
can come seated if you like, or if you want to go a little further there, you can put your foot flat down. That may not work for you though. So one of those three options perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good. All right, friends, have a good night. See you later.